This brings us to the crux of the matter. The retorted gold sold to the Sydney Mint by Mr. Scott for £503, 6 shillings and 5 pence. I call William Birkmeyer, an assayer who has tested composition of the gold sold by Mr. Scott. Having conducted an assay of the gold sold by the accused and comparing the qualities of gold mined in the Edgerton area, I can offer the following. The assay was similar to the assay of the Edgerton gold, although the percentage of loss was greater. This might have been caused by an extra quantity of water being absorbed, perhaps through the cake being dipped in water. The gold sold by the accused to the mint might or might not have been Edgerton gold, but I cannot swear positively either way. Thank you, Mr. Birkmeyer. Your witness, Mr. Scott.
Mr. Birkmeyer, you are an expert on gold and gold assaying?
Yes.
We take it you are able to distinguish gold sourced from all the major gold mining locations globally, such as you may need in your work. Please describe to the court what you know of the gold that may be found in India.
In India?
Yes. Where I take it, you know Sydney's sovereigns are...
I do not know.
Curious. Sydney sovereigns are sold at a premium in India, while they are scarcely recognised in English markets. But I'm sure an expert can tell us how the Indian moher assays in comparison to the gold found in this country. I imagine it might be useful to know in your line of work that the Indian moher assays the same as the gold in this country.
Sir, I am rarely called to assay the quality of Indian gold.
And yet, determining the location of gold via assaying is your supposed speciality. And I suppose it would also come as a surprise to you to learn that a vast deal of gold of similar assay as to that mined in Australia comes from...
I do not see...
Algiers! And can be found in wide circulation on the continent. Of course, Mr. Birkmeyer, you do not know. Evidently, your speciality lies in determining only that some gold or other might or might not be found in location convenient to the prosecution. Mr. Birkmeyer, do you know the first thing about the various methods by which gold is formed geologically, and thus why gold assays vary in their content globally?
No.
Or, for that matter, anything about basic geology. Oh dear, Mr. Birkmeyer, to approach this topic, first you must understand the ages of the Earth. The geological strata beneath us can be divided into the Archean, Cambrian, Silurian. Do you know what's next?
No, sir.
Carboniferous, Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, Tertiary and Quaternary. Mr. Birkmeyer, can you describe the basic geology of the Victorian goldfields?
Granite and volcanic soils.
Finally, Mr. Birkmeyer, indeed, although you failed to mention the predomination of Paleozoic rock and quartz. Now, if we compare the geology to that of the major gold-producing belts in mountain ranges globally, as I'm sure you'll be able...
Mr. Scott,
we will notice...
Mr. Scott, the court is not sitting with the purpose of being enlightened on the geological features of mountain ranges.
Your Honour, it pains me deeply. In fact, it causes me great grief that I should have to try and occupy the time of the court and your Honour's patience on this matter.
You needn't trouble yourself about me. Keep to the evidence and let's get on.
Mr. Birkmeyer, having demonstrated your remarkable grasp of the topic, let us move then, as His Honour kindly suggests, to the matter at hand. Now, why is it you will not swear that the gold sold to the mint is not Edgerton gold, given the loss in weight when assay does not match the gold in that region?
I cannot swear so. In my opinion, it might be Edgerton gold, or it might not be.
In your professional opinion, or a personal opinion?
My professional opinion, sir, of course.
What does the gold I sold assay to?
23 and 3/8 carats.
Tell me, Mr. Birkmeyer, what other gold in Victoria assays at precisely 23 and 3/8 carats?
Meldon gold, and some gold found in Sandhurst will assay at 23 and 3/8.
Well then, I would very much like to know, could the gold have been from Malden or Sandhurst?
I canna say.
What good is your evidence at all, Mr. Birkmoyer, if you cannot put a straight answer? I will not let you leave this dock until I receive a straight answer. I am willing to wait all week.
Mr. Scott, the witness is replying to the best of his belief, and he cannot swear to the hypothesis you are putting forward.
Your Honour, the witness is giving his evidence with great reluctance and with a bias against me. It's important to me that this question should be answered in a straightforward manner, as my life, or more than my life, my character, depends on the witness's reply. It is evident to the public in court that the witness is quibbling and holding back his evidence.
The public, Mr. Scott, have nothing to do with the case. The court is not a public area for the display of ingenuity and fencing with words. The evidence is for myself and the jury to consider, not the public. I advise you to get on without wasting the time of the court by such displays.
Thank you, Your Honour. I apologise. Let us wrap this up with a straight answer, Mr. Birkmoyer. If my gold assays at 23 3/8, and Malden and Sandhurst gold can assay at the same carat also, could my gold be from there?
It might be. Your gold might be from Malden or Sandhurst.
Good Lord, why was that so hard? Furthermore, from the loss in weight you describe, could the gold be from somewhere other than Edgerton?
Yes, the golds might not be from Edgerton.
Why didn't you say that before? Here have I been hammering you for the last hour, and instead of giving me a straightforward answer, you gave me a multiplicity of verbiage which I didn't want. And not a single sentence when I did want it. I may thank me stars that you were not on the jury. I wouldn't like my life to be in your hands. You may stand down.
The witness, who was a tall, grey-haired, innocent old gentleman, went to his seat with the downcast air of a truant schoolboy who had just escaped punishment. The case for the Crown was concluded about 11:30 a.m, and the prisoner took the stand. Mr. Scott then entered into a flying digest and comment upon the evidence, in which he mixed up a great deal of bitter diatribe with a modicum of lay reader business, making frequent appeals to the Almighty to witness the truth of his statements, and still more frequent appeals to the same being to witness the falsehood of his accusers. The prisoner was very fluent, and sometimes, especially in his denunciations, almost eloquent, but his address was entirely devoid of any logical deductions, and therefore fell very flat upon the ear. Assertions there were of a very startling character, and in plenty, but they were, as is usual with amateur lawyers, carried too far, and repeated by the prisoner until he seemed to believe that his own statements had been proved in evidence. The whole gist of the address was that Broun and Simpson had committed the Edgerton bank robbery, and Broun had suborned witnesses to swear away Scott's character and clear his own. At 1:10 the jury retired to consider their verdict until 4:20. On returning into court, the jury found the prisoner guilty on the count of stealing the property of the London Chartered Bank.
This inquiry has been a painful and arduous one, extending over 7 days. No hurry, no want of due deliberation. I think the jury has come to a sound conclusion. Your remarkable conduct on the night in question convicts you. Had you been innocent, you could have proved your alibi. When I considered the whole of the case, your former convictions, and also your conduct here, all tell me I should not discharge my duty unless I pronounce a severe sentence. The sentence of the court is that you be detained to Pentridge and work on the roads for 10 years hard labour.
I appeal to God and me country, and solemnly declare as I pass to a living tomb that I am not guilty. I do not envy my accusers. I am not guilty. I call to great God to witness me saying so.